Hello fellers, I am Halcylion and today I have a little channel update for you guys. Especially those of you who recently subscribed to the channel, attracted by this handsome face. Let's get right into it. My most recent video, the Authentic Raider Experience Tim, is doing pretty damn well, mostly thanks to everyone who gave it a thumbs up. When I saw other YouTubers saying shit like, "If you guys give this video 50,000 likes, I'm gonna make the next one," I was like, what an asshole. Can't he just make a video without begging for likes? Shit, I'm starting to repeat the word like I'm a teenage girl. Time to stop. Anyway, it seems asking for likes works pretty damn well, seeing how this is my most rapidly growing video I've ever published. For reference, my most watched Bannerlord video thus far, the Expert Trade Guide, earned 30,000 views in its first month. This one surpassed 110,000 in just a couple of weeks. So even if we're pretty far from the goal of 20,000 thumbs, I owe all of you a heartfelt thanks. And you know what? I'm not gonna wait for this video to get to 20,000 likes before I make the Raider playthrough I was teasing in it. I will get started on that series as soon as I finish my next projects. So here's what's next on this channel in terms of next projects. First on this list is an absolutely humongous Raider guide that I almost finished writing. In fact, I'm at the proofreading stage where I check for mistakes and try to correct them before I sound like a mumbling idiot when narrating it. There's only one problem with that project. The script is 20 pages long. It's an absolute behemoth, and if I make it like my other guides, it could take an entire month of editing and the end result may be a 1 hour long video. And from what I've seen on other channels, as well as my own, that may not be ideal even with your full support, so here's what I was thinking. What if, instead of making a single massive video with 5 large chapters, I split the project into 5 different videos, one for each chapter? Explain one thing in part 1, another in part 2, and everything comes together in part 5. I'm a bit reluctant to doing so, since I actually prefer to keep everything in one place. But splitting the project into multiple parts has a lot of benefits. For one, I can post more frequently on the channel instead of disappearing for a month at a time in between uploads. Secondly, I get to delete the files used in part 1 and make some room for more footage to use in part 2. My hard drive space is rather limited and working on massive videos is always painful, because I gotta micromanage every single in-game recording to prevent my HDD from getting full. And finally, I've heard a rumor that shorter videos, 10 to 15 minutes long, have better performance on this website than lengthy hour-long essays. And I would like to test whether that's true. If it isn't and the 5-part tutorial doesn't have significantly better performance than my usual mega guides, I'll return to the previous format, since I prefer to keep everything in one place, as I've already said. Other than the Raider guide, I've also been sitting on the script for the speedrun summary I was planning to publish last year. The goal of that project is to highlight the strategies and exploits I've used in my 7-hour speedrun of Bannerlord. Technically it was 6 hours and 50 minutes, but who's counting? Anyway, I was planning to publish this one last year, before I prepped my channel for Cyberpunk, but in between working on the updated trade guide, the finale of Corporate Reports, and the Cyber music video, I had no time to squeeze it into my schedule. Speaking of Cyberpunk, I was expecting my videos for that game to perform a little bit better, but in retrospect, it's no surprise they didn't. The game's unbelievable hype made it impossible for my first videos to rise to the top of the YouTube algorithm, and by the time the dust settled and I published my third video, there was nothing left but ashes. I guess it's true what they say, the brightest flame burns out the quickest, or some shit like that. In a way, I'm glad Cyberprank didn't work out for the channel. Now I get to focus on Bannerlord, until the next shiny AAA release comes along and I, knuckle-headedly? Is that even a word? Fuck it, it is now. Until I knuckle-headedly try to cover it in hopes that I'll get a billion views. Once those 2 big Bannerlord projects are out, I have several other secret projects planned and eventually, maybe even before Ukzug completes his thumb collection, get started on the Raider Stories campaign, which will actually have a better title, I think. Should I say it? What if somebody else steals my title for themselves? Fuck it, I'ma say it. Bandits Ballads, or something of the sort. Let me know if you guys like it, and if you have your own suggestions, leave them in a comment. Let's be honest, nothing beats Bandit's Ballads, it's the best name ever. But that's not all I'll be doing. I mean, the smart thing for me would be to focus on Mount and Blade content, since the overwhelming majority of those of you who subscribed did so for Bannerlord. But I've always disliked doing just one thing and one thing only, since I'm not autistic. But don't worry, Bannerlord content will always be present on this channel, because I genuinely enjoy that game. Hell, I've played Warband for hundreds of hours, and that was before I started installing mods. But I've always preferred open relationships because one was often not enough to satisfy my cravings, even though I loved her more than all the others. Loved it, the game. We're talking about the game. So to recap, Raider Guide in 5 parts, or a single part, I haven't really taken a decision. Speedrun summary, secret projects, Raider stories, and whatever content I come up with for random games that may appear on my radar. One such game is Necromunda Hired Gun, due to arrive on the 1st of June. And because I'm quite a fanatic when it comes to the Warhammer universe, I'm definitely gonna play it, and at the very least I'll be streaming it. At the very most, I'll make actual content for it, but without taking too much focus away from Bannerlord. I still gotta deliver on my promise. Unless the other game gets me 1,000,000 views, but let's be honest, that won't happen anytime soon. And in addition to videos, I might be streaming here on YouTube once or twice per week. Or month. Or a year, since I'll be busy editing. I like streaming. It's much easier, but not as rewarding as having videos that people genuinely enjoy watching. Besides, I can always take a break from editing during my 12-hour workday, but I cannot interrupt a 4-hour livestream for longer than 5 minutes. One is more difficult, the other is more demanding. Anyway, before this turns into a ramble about the advantages and disadvantages of various types of content, we need to say our farewells. So again, thank you guys for giving Ukzug your thumbs, thank you for joining the channel, and especially thank you for all the support throughout the years, ever since I was playing that zombie game. You guys are the real heroes. But yeah, that was it. See you in the next one.